Hello, my name's David Matos, and today I'm doing my presentation on the launch of Facebook. When thinking about Facebook, there's many things we think about. Firstly, it could be the start of the internet, the start of the social media generation, how social media became one of the biggest aspects of our life today, not only for reasons of entertainment or pleasure, but for reasons of connecting with other people online. And Facebook was the start of this. I would like to start off with specifically the founders. The most important founder that we all know is Mark Zuckerberg, and it was founded in 2004. But Zuckerberg didn't do that by himself. He had roommates that he attended Harvard University with, a prestigious university in its own. Eduardo Saverin, Dustin Moskowitz, and Chris Hughes, all of who were also students at Harvard University. Zuckerberg met with these students, and each of them agreed to invest $1,000 on the site that Zuckerberg said could possibly be life-changing to many people. He felt that his idea could not only make him money, but also change the world in a sense, knowing that social media wasn't huge then. Nobody really connected with people online. Technology was not the main use of communication. So on February 4th, 2004, Zuckerberg launched it under the name of, originally it was The Facebook, and it was located at thefacebook.com. Zuckerberg intended to create this website. At first, he felt like it could connect people around the university, not knowing that what he created will let people around the world connect to each other through a site. And that wasn't something really seen during this time. And it's crazy to think about that. Just a college student with an idea and an investment could change the life of many. So leaving Harvard, speaking about Harvard again, it's a prestigious university, one of the best universities in the world. Zuckerberg built what would eventually become Facebook when it launched on February 4th, saying that him and his roommates were basically glued to their screens watching 12,000 to 1,500 of their fellow students sign up for this site within the first 24 hours of its existence, which is very, impressive in its own right. Being in 2004, not a lot of people had technology. And by the end of the year, the site had 1 million users. And a man by the name of Peter Thiel invested $500,000. And after that, Zuckerberg left Harvard to run Facebook from its new headquarters that was in California, which was a big step for him, not only for himself, but for the company, the business as a whole. Leaving Harvard was probably a huge decision for Zuckerberg, and eventually it would have paid off for him, as he is one of the most richest people in the world. Present day, everybody knows Facebook. Mostly everybody has a Facebook. It's one of the most valuable companies in the world with over 2 billion monthly active users. I think it's still the most used social media platform in the world. And that's crazy to think about that. Just a young adult with an idea, and he set out his goal to achieve his dream, and now he is doing amazing for himself. and it's used by, of course, many, many people across the world. Now we could tie it into what we see here, Instagram. Instagram was another social media platform created, and it's huge in its own right. It's one of the most used social media platforms along with Facebook, and we could say Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. Facebook now owns Instagram, and it's crazy to think about that. A platform that big could buy out another platform like that and now eventually own Instagram. Now, the importance is Facebook spread across the world, not only becoming an incredibly valuable company, but also one of the most important institutions of the early 21st century. It was basically seen as the go-to social media site for a generation of internet users. It was seen as basically the start. It was the start of social media. It was basically the first really big social media that allowed people to connect on a whole nother level, not only just by face-to-face communication, but in a way that people thought that could never happen. Nobody ever thought that social media would be this big. Nobody ever thought that people would be able to make money from working online and social media and the different aspects that people could do now. And Zuckerberg was the start of it. And it's crazy to think that how a young adult from Harvard had an idea, set his mind to it, left Harvard, and launched Facebook. The launch of Facebook was, world-changing. It had an importance to so many different things in the world, and we see to this day that Zuckerberg really succeeded with that, and that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.